Second row here, Brian.
I'm sorry? Brian Schmitz from the Orlando Sentinel. David, for teams that are caught in a Dwight Howard situation where they might have to trade him, would the league ever consider offering more compensation, say a top 5 draft pick?
No.
How come?
Why should we?
Well, because when you lose a marquee player, and often you do not get value in return.
Well, you have a choice. You know, as I've said many times, we think. Okay, we're dead.
Testing.
Actually, let me say, we have a system. We have a system that it was me. We have a system that has a draft that basically tells a player where he's going to play in this league when he's drafted, and a further system that has a huge advantage to the team that has him, so that our players could play for 7 years in the team they didn't choose. And we think that's a system, but not a prison. And the idea for the team is to manage to a certain place, make it as easy as possible to retain the player, or have the ability to pay him considerably more, like $30 million more than any other team can pay him, or you know, trade him and turn that into value. We've had teams do that for a long time. I'm old enough to remember Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and assorted others who desired to go someplace else. But I'm sure Dwight will make a good and wise decision for him.
Over on the right, Chris.
Hi, David. Chris Sheridan from SheridanHoops.com. It's been 2 months now since you vetoed the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade, and it's given you 2 months of the benefit of hindsight and 2 months to look at the impact that it's had on several teams, Clippers, Lakers, but especially the Hornets. And given the benefit of that hindsight, was that veto, since you had never done one before, was it the right thing to do, and why?
Should I answer? Yeah, okay. You've been around too long to phrase the question that way. I didn't veto anything. Acting on behalf of the owners, as the owners' rep, New Orleans decided not to make the trade.
Well, whose decision was it to stop the trade?
No, not to stop. No, not to stop. There's no superstar that gets traded in this league unless the owner says, go ahead with it. And in the case of New Orleans, the representative of the owner said, that's not a trade we're going to make.
But that representative was you, if I'm right.
Correct.
What, so, in effect, then, you said the trade is not going to go through.
I said that New Orleans would not make the trade that had been proposed to them.
And was that the right move to make?
You know, you buy a ticket and see. We'll see how it works out.
I hate to press you on it. I don't want to break decorum, but
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
The Hornets didn't make out as well in that trade as they would have made out in the earlier trade in terms of talent.
We can't.
The best player they got is injured, and the draft pick is the same draft pick. So
I could go toe to toe. It wouldn't be a breaking decorum. It would be taking a lot of people's time, arguing about whether we thought Marc Gasol would ever be an All-Star. Right?
I think we've always been in agreement on that, David.
That Marc Gasol was.
Yes.
You knew he was going to be an All-Star?
Absolutely, sir. I
Marc
cover a lot of
Gasol.
international basketball.
Okay, I have no further questions for the witness then. Next question.
All right, right in front of Ash. Could you slide the mic up there, please?
Hi, Commissioner. Stephanie Stepp from Harlem Community Radio. Can you update us from your perspective on the excitement surrounding the new Brooklyn Arena, given the way and everything that it had to go through to be built? I mean, I see it every day at 6 blocks from my house. So your thoughts?
We're very happy for Bruce Ratner and Mikhail Prokhorov that this building is not only risen from the ground, but it's going to be indoors completely pretty soon, and it's going to be on time and opening. It is great for Brooklyn. It is great for the Knicks. We're going to have a spectacular rivalry, and it's going to be great for the fans of New York City and the NBA to have that kind of a rivalry and that kind of a new building. When you think about the new Barclays Center, the transformed Madison Square Garden, the Amway Center, and the array of arenas that are just world-class palaces, it just is a great for the New York area, but it's also great for the NBA and the fans of the NBA. And we're looking forward to seeing it. We briefed the relocation committee on it, and in April, we expect to have a full-fledged presentation by the Nets on what's going on with this arena, which is very good because we're close to it at the league office. We've been watching it. Adam even went out there in his wingtips to walk through the mud. It was very exciting. That's one of the training tips that I gave him.